Salute to all the diehards. This is Die Hard Giants Live, and I am your host. I am Jarrell on IG and Twitter. What's happening, people? Another week. Unfortunately, another loss by the New York Giants. Major injury from Cam Scatterboos. Everybody knows that by now. I have an update about his injury. He had surgery. But yeah, we'll get into it. Probably be a short show today. As you well know, huge Knicks fan. Matter of fact, Steph is in here now. You good, Steph? Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Steph.
I think this is the best it's gonna get. Trying to find the right angle, the right light.
Yes,
I feel like the Giants right now, a hot mess.
It's all good. Like, because I know I wasn't gonna have you here for that long. You know, I tried to get here at halftime, but you know, I don't think the show's gonna be that long anyway. But I know you got to get out as soon as the Knicks start back up, because I'm up here watching too. So I'll tell you, if you're not watching the game, I'll tell you exactly when they're about to come.
Yeah, no, I'm not watching.
Okay, I'll let you know. But salute to everybody. This is Die Hard Giants Live every Tuesday at 9:00. Unfortunately, the Giants fell to the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time this year after beating them a couple weeks ago. Scored 38-20. First things first, man. I got shout out my guy Dwayne. Salute Jarrell in the chat. I made my new granddaughter an honorary Die Hard Giants Live subscriber. She's part of the family now. Her name is Peyton. She's laying here watching with Granddad. So salute to Peyton.
Oh, salute.
Salute. That's nice, man. I'm happy to hear that. And Dwayne, I think I was able to make you I think we lost Steph. Oh no, we good. I made you a moderator, so you should have a wrench now. I thought I gave you one before. I made you that's my bad. That's my phone. So let's get on with this real quick. I got some videos here. They about a minute long. None of them are real long. We shouldn't take that long. Just talk about the stats real quick. Well, first, let's get Cam Scatterboo's injury out the way, because I try to have the injuries first just so we get them out the way. Hold on. Cam Scatterboo. Thank you, everybody, for the support. This is him tweeting after the injury, obviously. Surgery went well. I just want to thank the city of Philly for taking the best care of me. Every moment I spent in the hospital with family and friends, I felt love and support in every way. Thank you to the doctors, surgeons, staff. Did their best work on me. This is the beginning of my journey, and I can't wait to show you guys all about it. God has a plan for me. Stick to the course, and it will all work itself out. Be right back, man. That's heart-wrenching, but I'm glad he was in good spirits. Cam Scatterboo is the kind of guy that will literally run through a big brick wall. That's how tough he is. If my ankle was sitting sideways like that, I don't think I would have had the expression he would have had when he got marched out of the stadium. So he's obviously tough as nails, man. So here's a salute to Cam Scatterboo. Hopefully we can get him back in the beginning of next year. But I also have, I want to show you guys somebody that I actually follow on Twitter. His name is Dr. Chow. He's a professional sports doctor. And as you can see, this is his Twitter handle, just in case if anybody want to follow him. I'm going to show a short video of him talking about Cam Scatterboo's injury. As you can see, he's an ex-NFL head team doc. He's been in the business for over 17 years, and he does pretty much every professional sport. So every time a starter comes down with a major injury, he gives a synopsis, even though they're not his personal patients, but he has enough experience to at least he can see some of the stuff that the patient would be going through, and like the recovery time and stuff like that. So I got a quick video of him talk about Cam.
Never good when the toe's pointing east and the knee pointing north. And there was also a significant zigzag at the lower leg near the ankle, said to be an ankle dislocation. I think it's more of a tib fib fracture dislocation. Either way, he's at the hospital now and having surgery. And my personal worry and fear is when you have an ankle fracture dislocation, like Fred Warner or Dak Prescott and others, what makes any injury an emergency is open skin. And Cam Scatterbo's in Philadelphia. It's not unusual. I've done it before to splint an ankle fracture dislocation, reduce it, and then get it fixed in your hometown. The reason to go to the hospital is potentially open wound. I hope it's not the case. It's perfectly fine to get it fixed right now if there's no open wound. But if there is an open wound, that's what makes it an orthopedic, quote, emergency, to make sure there's no infection. I am not comping this to the Alex Smith situation because there was an infection. The fracture is similar to Alex Smith. The fracture is similar to Aiden Hutchinson, who's had great results. Mm-hmm. I expect him to have surgery, clean out the leg from any infection, and be really good to go.
All right, so that's from Dr. Chow, man. So he's representing SICscore.com. So if you guys ever want to check his workout, or I know a lot of people, they know about the injuries, but if you want to like a deep dive into injuries and stuff like that, he's your guy. I've been following him for a minute, and yeah, that's Dr. Chow, man. Gotcha. What else? Cam Scatterboo, he's down, obviously. Jackson Dart, I was going to put like the stats up here. But let's just say that the Philadelphia Eagles, they ran on like almost 300 yards on us. We can't beat Temple like that, let alone an NFL team. So that was bad on our part. When it comes to losing, I got a couple of videos with Jackson Dart I wanted you guys to see. This is press conference after the game.
Some of your teammates, Wandale said today, you can tell how much Jackson hates to lose. You're new here. Some of your teammates have experienced a lot of losing here. How does that mentality do you have maybe need to transcend everybody?
Well, we got to start figuring out ways to win because I hate it, and I'm not used to it, and I'm not just going to accept it. I'm not going to be okay with it, and we as a team can't be okay with it, and we got to figure this out.
I put that up here because I know a young killer when I see one. You know what I'm saying?
He don't care. He's down a running back. He's down a wide receiver.
He don't care at all, Steph.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
He up there shuffling back and forth. I seen him fixing his lapel, you know what I mean? He fixing his jacket the whole time he up there. I got another one that I'm going to show real quick. But Steph, they started back up. It's only been it hasn't even been a minute gone yet, at least on my time. So salute you. Thank you for coming. I'll see you next week.
The reason I'm leaving is because I got to take notes for the post for the game recap tomorrow. Otherwise, I would rock with you.
Yeah, completely understandable. Real quick, just shout out. What time tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 12:30. Jeff and I'll be doing the recap and reaction show.
Okay, dope. So 12:30. Her and Jeff. All right, Steph.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. So salute to Steph for coming through. Here's another press conference from Jackson Dart I like to hear too, talking about losing and the team.
I mean, hopefully, it just motivates everybody more, throughout the whole facility. It's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's everybody. So I hope everybody, can be more and more motivated to get better, to try to take, another step in your preparation and how you lead. And, that goes for me too. I have to take accountability because, I need to be way better. And, fair or unfair, a quarterback is judged by, your wins and losses. So we gotta bounce back, and I feel confident in the guys. And, that's what we're going to do. I mean, this is all fresh. So I know, I'm still going to be frustrated, tomorrow about it. But like I said, I hope it's just motivating for everybody. It's going to be motivating for me to be better. And, the overall feeling is I I hate losing, and everybody here hates losing, and we got to figure out how to start winning.
Man, that is a young man that is flustered and pissed. I like it. I think Jackson Dart is our quarterback of the present and the future. I think he's going to be in this league for a very long time. Y'all, I think everybody already know my thoughts on the general manager and the head coach. I think Jackson Dart will succeed regardless of who his coach is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Brian Daboll is a terrible coach, especially for him since he's a quote unquote quarterback guru. But, let's just say if we get rid of Brian Daboll and we have a new general manager, I don't think Jackson Dart is going to be hindered in any way. I think as long as we have a guy that is good offensive minded, I guess a new head coach doesn't even have to be an offensive guru or anything like that, like Brian Daboll. I mean, we could get a defensive guy in here as long as we have a good offensive coordinator and a good quarterback coach. I think Jackson Dart will be just fine. Salute to Wonder Woman. My bad, I didn't see you come through. Salute to Wonder Woman. You're always here. Glad that you can make it. Now to the defense. I was gonna, I'm gonna keep this show kind of short because, as y'all know, the Knicks are playing and all of us are watching it. So, but for the defense, I don't know if you guys heard, but Carl Banks has some very, very, I don't want to say harsh, maybe choice words for Dexter Lawrence. I want you guys to hear it. But this is from the Believe podcast with Carl Banks and Bob Papa. Salute to him. Carl Banks is a legend. Whether you agree with what he says or not, he has his right to say that. As you well know, Carl Banks has been through the trenches. He's one of the New York Giants' best players ever. Here's him on Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence, nobody respects you anymore. Nobody. Your opponents do not. The pre-injury Dexter is not there in their heads. They don't respect you. And there's a difference. You're on the field. They're blocking you with a 9-year backup center. You're not making a difference. The old Dexter would. Okay? There are a lot of things that go into your performance. Only you know what that is, whether you're still recovering or not. I'm just telling you now, I'm looking at enough tape to know that your opponents don't respect you. Not like they used to. And here's the thing. When Darius Alexander gets in the game, when Roy Robinson gets in the game and they substitute for you, those guys are making plays.
DJ Davidson.
DJ Davidson. Those guys are making plays against the same guys that are blocking you. I'm going to just say this. Again, I don't know the circumstances. It's time for you to start expecting more of yourself. I don't know if you're injured. I don't know if you've fully recovered. But it's time to start asking more of yourself because they don't respect you.
So salute to Carl Banks for those words, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like, whether you agree or disagree with him, Carl Banks is Carl Banks. So I'm pretty sure Dexter Lawrence is going to listen. He has a professional and personal relationship with Dexter Lawrence. So I don't think Carl Banks is the type of person to, if he has a personal relationship with him, which he does, I don't think this is a like talking behind his back type of thing. I'm pretty sure that Dexter Lawrence knows how Carl Banks feels, and he's setting him to a higher standard because, Dexter Lawrence, he's arguably our best player. Like this time last year, Dexter Lawrence was unblockable. And so far, he has been a shell of himself this year. I know it's hard to say, but maybe it'll take a Hall of Famer to say something in public in order to jumpstart him. But yeah, that's tough, man. It's tough that's tough to swallow if you Dexter Lawrence, man. You got to do something. Like, of course, he's not going to come out and say like the elbow, like he had a dislocated elbow at the end of last season, so that's why he missed time. If that's the case, like if that's the problem, he's not going to come out and say it, and he shouldn't. But something is obviously wrong. I don't know if he's out of shape or not. But this is week 8, so even if he's not in shape, he would have played himself into shape already. So he didn't do that much of training camp. He barely played in the preseason. I don't know if he played in the preseason and all, but I definitely know that reports was coming out that during training camp, Dexter Lawrence pretty much didn't do anything. They gave him the summer off, pretty much. You don't want to lose him during the season, so he had a light training camp. He didn't do much. But we in the grind now. We in the middle of the season, so we need Dexter Lawrence. One of the women said, I think that's also a message to the coaches. You damn right it is. Absolutely, that was a message to the coaches with Jackson Dart. It wasn't just the players. He was talking about the players himself. He was talking about everybody in that building, and he was so pissed. He probably was talking to like the lunch lady and stuff like that, janitors, everybody. Like, he's tired of losing, and I get it. We went through this with Malik Neighbors last year when he was a rookie coming from LSU. It's not like Jackson Dart won a championship at Ole Miss, but he still has the type of mindset that he hates losing games. He doesn't care who's out there. They asked him, I didn't have a clip of it, but they asked him a question about, him, Cam Scatterwood going down and another target of his going down. He doesn't care. Like, he wants to win still. And he's going to do everything in his power to keep doing that. And as long as we keep losing, we're going to have an unhappy, fidgety Jackson Dart at every press conference from now on. One woman also said that Carl Banks is still one of my, yeah, man, I like Carl, man, so salute to him. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I could talk about the game for the 49ers. We play the 49ers next. I didn't want to get into any stats. This game is no point, especially since Cam went down. I think after that, Jackson Dart obviously was still playing, but it's kind of hard, man. The Eagles already had the momentum. Darius Slayton, I don't know what even though that PI call that they had on him was bogus. The officiating was bogus. Everybody know that. Everybody saw that. But I'm not the type of person that will sit here and try to, use that as an excuse. That's not what the reason we lost last game. It certainly didn't help. But that's not the reason we lost. Like, the officiating was not the reason. I think Philly just outplayed us. So here we go. We're now 2-6. It's almost Tankathon time. Y'all know what that is. Like last year, I had the Tankathon stuff up here. We're not there yet. It's only been 8 games. But once we start getting to like the 10, 11, 12 games, we need to figure out whether we want to start, as a fan base, whether we want to actually play for draft position or actually try to win every game. I know the players are always going to try to win every game, but just how you should feel as a fan base. Because at this point, 2-6 is pretty tough to come back from. And we play, I think our next 5 games are with teams that might go to the playoffs and definitely have a winning record. So we'll see. Points, still mid-20s, yards per game, 18th. Our defense have been putrid for the past couple of weeks. So, those went down from last week. Been tough sledding for us, man. We play the 49ers. I know they record say 5-3, but this is a game. I'm telling you that the New York Giants can win. All of these stats that they have with the point score, as you can see, is only 26. But they do have a lot of yards, points against 8th. But lately, the 49ers have been dropping like flies, just like we have. Injury to Fred Warner. Both of their wide receivers are hurt. The starting quarterback is hurt. I think George Kittle was hurt, but he came back last game. So we can actually beat this team, and I think we actually will. So I actually think that, I'm calling that, we should win next week. If we don't win next week, I don't want to hear no excuses from anybody. Because the 49ers just lost. Hold on one second. Let me see who they lose to and what was the score. The 49ers. Doing this in the background. Yeah, man, the 49ers just lost to the Texans, man. And the Texans haven't been good this year. Yeah, and they beat them because they dropping like flies. They have injuries to the offensive line, the defensive line. Like I said before, Fred Warner's out for the year. A couple of the corners is out too. So if we don't win against San Fran, I mean, we probably get out coached or something like that, or our team is not disciplined enough to win the game. But when you talk about talent, injury wise, we should win that game. One of them said, "I'm okay with tanking if we can draft a new head coach and GM." At this point, that's all I'm waiting for too, man. I like Jackson Dart. I like Jackson Dart. I like some of the pieces that we do have. Our offensive line is actually pass blocking pretty well, so I don't have any complaints about them, except for some of the pieces like center, maybe another right guard we can get in the off season. But yeah, man, that's where we at right now, man. We 2-6. Like there's nothing that I can really say other than we got to keep grinding. I'm gonna go back to watching this Knicks game. I know it's football season, but it's basketball season too. I'm not gonna have the Giants keeping me up all night, and you shouldn't either. Salute to Dwayne, salute to Wonder Woman. Thank y'all for coming through. I know a couple other people would have probably showed up, but like I said, the Knicks are on. And I'll check y'all out next week, man. Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Peace.